What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another show. So the Harry Potter HBO trailer finally dropped, and at the time of recording this video, it's already at number 3 trending. Currently, the numbers are about, let's double check, 182,000 likes to 73,000 dislikes. So it's creeping on up there, guys, and it's on its way to be ratio. But before we celebrate, let's get into the true story about this show. But before we do that, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now let's get into it. So originally, HBO pitched this show as a true, authentic adaptation. They promised to finally give us the books that the way that they were written, because the movies were too short. But based on this trailer, they've already thrown that pitch in the trash. And not even based on this trailer, we've talked about this previously on another video on the channel. They threw that pitch away. They threw that whole promise away as soon as we got wind of the casting. So instead of an authentic adaptation, we're getting unnecessary controversy that completely overshadows or completely overshadowing the actual show. And we're talking about that, the new way that Hollywood likes to casting, the whole Hollywood playbook. And that's why the Black Snape reveal changes the entire dynamic of the show. Now, I grew up with Harry Potter just like a lot of you guys did, and I'm pretty sure nobody ever watched the movies or read the books thinking about we need more black representation. No, we were all trying to Avada Kedavra a whole bunch of shit around the house, or Wingardium Leviosa. Nobody was worried about we need more people that look like me. That's where they fucked this whole show up. You know, when I watched the trailer, it was pretty decent. It didn't look so bad, but the Black Snape reveal is what fucked it all up. And nobody's worried about Harry Potter. Everybody is thinking about Black Snape right now. When we think about this trailer, nobody's talking about, oh, the new Harry Potter show. Did you guys see the trailer? No, everybody's talking about Black Snape. So let's address the lightning bolt in the room. Papa Isedu looks like he just left Africa GQ. Is supposed to be Severus Snape, and we called this out like I said in the previous video, and even a couple of weeks ago we saw the victimization interviews starting. It's the classic Hollywood playbook. The race swap. They race swap a beloved character, they wait for the fans to reject it, and then they use the actor's race as a shield against any criticism. And he's already came out and said that he's gotten death threats, which, guys, that is not cool. We shouldn't be sending anybody death threats. Again, a lot of these actors are just doing their jobs, but there are certain roles that you just don't take. Like, this isn't going to advance his career in any way, shape, or form. It's probably going to do the opposite. The same way nobody wants to see a black Goku, or even just a few weeks ago, people were shitting on the casting of Black Panther because they're talking about he was too light-skinned. I forget the actor's name, Aaron Pierre. They said he wasn't black enough to play Black Panther. So it's the same way we wouldn't want to see a white Black Panther or a black Thor, yet they're giving us Black Snape. But here's why this matters, because it goes just beyond the book. It goes just beyond the looks as well. It changes the story. In the books, James Potter, he bullies Snape by hanging him from a tree. How are they going to portray this in the show? By making Snape black and giving him dreads. Oh my gosh, I can't stand when they give black people dreads in TV show. Like, there are thousands of other hairstyles. Why the fuck is it always dreads? They're killing me with this shit. Now you're adding a new racial dynamic to the bullying that was never in the source material. So are they gonna make Harry's dad a racist now? I mean, the Wizarding World already had a brilliant metaphor for prejudice, and it was the mudbloods versus the purebloods, right? That whole divide. Hermione was a mudblood, for those of you guys who don't remember. So that was the story, and now they're forcing real world skin color politics into a world where it never mattered. Like, we have tons of other black wizards that he could have been. It's just lazy, it's forced, and it betrays the promise of a faithful adaptation. Now, we have some defenders out there already claiming that Snape's race was never specified, and that's a flat out fucking lie. J.K. Rowling's books describe him as shallow, pale, somebody with the skin color of spoiled milk and a hook nose. Now, I've never seen in my entire existence a black person with the skin color of spoiled milk and a hook nose, and I'm not talking about albinos for all you smartasses out there. I'm talking about a black person. I've never seen a black person with a hook nose, whether he was light skinned or as dark as Papi Seru. I've never seen it in my entire life. Now, I'm with the fans on this one, right? We even have original illustrations from the books showing exactly what he looked like. Now, the same way that I wouldn't want a white guy playing Blade or a white guy as Black Panther. Why? Because that's not those characters. We want characters that look like the source material, right? It's insulting to think that the only way to get diversity is to skin suit an already existing character. It just doesn't make sense. High quality black characters like Static Shock or Mace Windu, those are legacy characters. Nobody would want to see them as white. So why would you make Snape black? Well, the answer is so that they can virtue signal in the end and call us all racist. Now, I want to point something out. This show is going to make money. It's going to be historic. They're planning probably over a 10-year run, which is why they cast a lot of these actors young. But they knew that this controversy was going to come out, and he's already said that he's getting a lot of death threats. Do I think that he is? Possibly. But do I think that this could be PR due to the backlash? 100%. But let's talk about the good casting. So it's a shame that this conversation is dominating everything, because some of the other castings are actually great, right? We have Hagrid as Nick Frost, 10 out of 10. He has the voice, he has the look and the heart. We have Dumbledore as John Lithgow, is pretty good casting. He can play that wise but dangerous energy perfectly. And then we have the kids, right? The new Trinity looks exactly what they should look like. They feel like kids. I know that we grew up with, the early versions of them, but this is a new generation. Also, we have to talk about the VFX for Quidditch and Hogwarts. The wide shots look incredible. You can see that HBO's budget, they went all out with this. They went all out and they brought it on screen. Now, if they had just stuck to the authentic pitch, this would be a universal win. Instead, they've managed to piss off both sides of the fandom. The people who wanted a pure adaptation, and to the woke crowd who were already boycotting the games and the movies, right, over the author of the books. Now, Warner Brothers is banking on this to carry them for well over a decade. And they want that merchandise sales. Harry Potter shit sells like hotcakes. It sells off the shelves. That shit flies away. But they wanted that millennial nostalgia money as well. But you don't get that by lecturing the audience or adding reimagined elements that weren't in the books. Because that's not what millennials want to see. This new generation that don't know too much, maybe you can get away with that with them, but not with the millennials. This shit is not gonna fly. When you add scenes and dynamics that weren't in the original text, you aren't doing a faithful adaptation, you're doing a remix. And if you're doing a remix, don't lie to the fans and tell them that it's for the purist. This is that Netflixication of a franchise that didn't need it. Harry Potter is legendary. This shit is global. This is not the kind of thing you want to pull in this type of show. The negative PR distracts from the magic, and we're all seeing it on social media. we're seeing things like Wingardium Leviosa. I mean, you can't make this shit up. We're getting memes instead of excitement for the story. But anyways, I want to know what you guys think. Does the casting of Snape change the story too much for you? Or are you just happy to be back at Hogwarts? Let me know in the comments below. Smash that like button and subscribe to Misfit Reviews, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.